twin flame, experiencing these signs and symptoms in the same way that I am experiencing them. I've had a few of you asking me in the comments whether your twin flame experiences the signs of this connection in the same way you do, and also how to know if and when your twin flame is receiving signs. The first thing I want to say is thank you to those of you who leave me beautiful questions like this. I love reading each and every one of your comments, and like I say on this channel, in this community, love is catching like wildfire. So thank you for being here and sharing this space with me, and if you do have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. In this video, we are going to discuss how you can know that your twin flame is currently experiencing certain signs of your connection. Because as we know, this twin flame energy is always perfectly mirrored. It runs in both directions. We don't often talk about the ways in which our twin flame counterpart is simultaneously experiencing the same signs and symptoms that we are. So I'm going to get into more on that in a moment, but first, let me introduce myself to anyone who's new here. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. First of all, let's establish a basis for why your twin flame is capable of feeling the signs just like you are, but also why they may experience them a little bit differently. So first, this twin flame energy runs equally in both directions. It is a stream that flows both ways. This means that everything you experience and feel and think is mirrored in some way within your twin flame. This energy has the potential to be felt equally because of this mirroring effect. However, as I often say on this channel, although the twin flame energy has a very particular frequency, the ways in which we experience this energy can vary from person to person. The signs and symptoms can be different. This is because energy is interpreted differently by our minds and by our physical bodies. This depends on a number of factors: our experiences, the ways in which we think about ourselves and the world, but also, and perhaps most importantly, depends on our own subconscious blockages, the blockages within our energy, where they are and how intense they are. So when it comes to your twin flame, here's what I want you to understand. You are both equally receiving this powerful twin flame energy. The more the energy between you is strengthened, the more that you are capable of experiencing an intensification of signs and symptoms. However, how intense these signs and symptoms actually are, or how consciously they are felt, I should say, not the intensity, because the intensity always increases with the energy, but the ways in which you consciously interpret them or understand them will be different depending on how blocked, metaphorically blocked you are within your own energy, because this determines how much you're in your ego. So let's say that you are experiencing all of this twin flame energy, this depth of connection, but you were programmed to believe that you aren't worthy of love and connection. This means that you might quickly write off these powerful signs and symptoms, so even though you are capable of feeling them, your conscious mind so quickly writes them off because of the ways you've been programmed, so you may not consciously notice or acknowledge the signs and symptoms. I know that this is a bit high-level, energetic stuff, and it can be kind of difficult to put into words, so I just hope that that makes sense to someone who needs to hear this, who is out there listening. Now I want you to apply this concept to your twin flame. Usually within the twin flame connection, there is one who is the catalyst for the awakening of both. This doesn't make one better or worse than the other, or more right or more wrong. It's simply a point of being on this spiritual path. Normally one twin we call the awakened twin in the beginning, because typically one goes through the spiritual awakening first, and sort of forges this spiritual path for the other to then follow in their own awakening. One sort of acts as the spiritual teacher within the connection for the other by showing through the example of their own spiritual awakening before the other awakens. When we are spiritual awakening, this means that we are really in the process of breaking down all of these subconscious walls I mentioned earlier, all of these energetic blockages. We are becoming aware of our own mind programming, specifically programming within the unconscious mind. Through our spiritual awakening, we wake up to this matrix, to the ways in which we have been limited and restricted in our thoughts and beliefs and understanding of ourselves and the world through our teachers, parents, peers, society more broadly. We just wake up to the ways in which we have been influenced on a very energetic, subconscious level by everything around us. However, because if you're listening to this video, you may be the one awakening first. This won't be true 100% of the time. But if you find yourself being the one who is questioning whether they're going through a spiritual awakening, finding this twin flame material, whereas your twin flame doesn't seem to be aware yet of as much spiritual related content and material of the concept of twin flames, then there is a good chance you are the twin in this connection who is awakening first. This means that although you and your twin flame are capable of experiencing this energy in the same way, you are more likely to experience it more consciously, at a more conscious level than your twin flame. Now let's talk about how your twin flame more unconsciously will experience this energy, these signs and symptoms, and how you can still know that they are feeling the signs, even if they are doing so more unconsciously. I'm going to give you some specific examples, very specific applications of how you can know in a certain moment that your twin flame is unconsciously, perhaps, experiencing these signs and symptoms. What I often find is that within the twin flame who is so-called less conscious, more asleep, less awakened, they experience the signs and then oftentimes find themselves very quickly trying to write them off with their conscious mind, again because in many ways spiritually they are still asleep, just beginning to wake up, and they still have many of these subconscious mind blockages that are blocking them from fully consciously acknowledging what they are experiencing. But the interesting thing about this dynamic is it will actually manifest in certain signs that you can notice and recognize about them. You will actually be able to see, to recognize on your twin flame's face and in their body and through their actions when they are feeling these signs and then very quickly trying to push them aside or write them off or shut them down. If you pay attention, you will actually be able to see this energetic dynamic playing out within them in very real ways. So the first way I would like to mention is in the way that your twin flame looks at you. So when your twin flame is experiencing the signs and symptoms of your connection, of course, through this connection, we experience these signs very intensely when we are looking into one another's eyes. So one time you may notice this is in the first eye contact. They may look at you and you may see in their eyes this kind of realization, like a light bulb has come on. This is them realizing that they are connecting to you in this very deep, profound, energetic way. But then, just as quickly, you may see them either quickly break eye contact and look away. They may avoid eye contact with you after that time. They may suddenly have this look of realization and then sudden fear, or as if they are kind of shutting down. And you will be able to read all of this in their eyes because as their twin flame, you are highly intuitive about what they are feeling. In fact, you are feeling it simultaneously. So you will read all of this in their eyes, this realization of how they are connecting with you. And then this sudden fear that causes them to either look away or have a change in their expression. You may even feel that fear of the connection and how profound it's affecting them, written on their face, in their facial expression, in their eyes. You can know in these moments that they are feeling the full-blown effect of these twin flame signs, especially through the eye contact, hitting them in a very powerful way. The second way you can know that your twin flame is feeling the signs of this connection is through how enthralled they are with you. And I use the word enthralled very specifically because I feel it best describes this feeling twin flames get of just being entirely encompassed with one another's energy. Their conversation, their words, their body movements just so fixated on one another that everything else in the room seems to just completely melt away. To say that everything else in the room is pushed aside or less important doesn't even begin to describe it. It's truly as though they are so enthralled with you, you are the only one that exists. This is because when you see your twin flame, I mean just leaning into you, unconsciously even just wanting to be near you, just completely encompassed and enthralled by your energy, you are seeing them just as I'm sure you have experienced, being swept up into this fifth dimensional space with you. They are feeling this magnetic pull to you because of your energy and the intensity of the energy that is running between you. And as a result, they are finding their own energy field amplified to an even greater degree, to the point where they are literally being lifted up into this higher energetic realm with you. Which actually just reminded me of another sign that your twin flame is experiencing the twin flame signs and symptoms, is if they appear to be very energized in your presence. Twin flames, the bond that they share is truly just an energy, but when it is activated through this aura merge that happens when you and your twin flame are in each other's aura, in each other's energy field extending 6 feet out of your body, this energy between you is activated and begins to intensify, begins to flow faster. So if your twin flame seems to suddenly, just very viscerally, light up in every way when you're around and seem to be suddenly infused with newfound energy, the reason you are witnessing this happening in them is because they are experiencing this energetic bond, this activation of the energy running between you very intensely, and it's actually causing them to feel very energized. What many of us don't realize is that when we talk about energy in terms of, oh, I'm feeling energetic or I'm feeling low energy, what we are actually referring to are very literal physical states within our energy body, because our body exists on many different layers. And when we say we are feeling energetic or energized, what we are referring to is a state within our energy body where energy is flowing so freely and so quickly that we are naturally feeling what we call energetic or energized. With twin flames, this energized feeling can happen very naturally, especially when this energy is first activated through that early initial meeting. I would also like to say that this energy is so magnetic that it literally magnetizes twin flames for one another, meaning that they are capable of traversing effortlessly all obstacles within them, or rather between them, whether these obstacles are in the form of other relationships, third parties, a physical distance, a job, a certain barrier that seems to be keeping them apart. When two twin flames are clear in their energy, they are naturally magnetized together in what we call a physical reunion, and it can happen so effortlessly. I have created a 7-chakra twin flame clearing subliminal designed to magnetize your energy, and through magnetizing your own energy, doing the same for your twin flame's energy, so that reunion between you can happen effortlessly, can traverse all of these obstacles between you with no effort. This is because this happens when we clear these blockages within our own energy field. And as I often say, the subconscious mind is reflected in an energy. It could be envisioned as the energy, especially within those 7 main energetic centers we call the 7 chakras. So this clearing subliminal is created to clear away any negative patterns of thought stuck within the subconscious mind, and therefore stuck within your physical, literal energy field, that are causing you to slow down this flow of twin flame energy within you. And as a result, demagnetizing yourself for this connection. When you set about to do this inner healing, to participate in your own healing along this journey, to release these negative patterns and blockages within you, your twin flame will mirror you in the same way they always mirror you. They will also begin to release their own negative habits of thinking. And when this happens, you both become very clear in your energy field, which again allows this magnetic pull to do what it is naturally designed to do, to bring you together into an effortless physical 3D reunion. You can access this Twinflame subliminal completely free for 7 days when you create an account on my website, Sound and Soulful. The link to this subliminal is in the pinned comment and the description box of this video. Another way to know that your twin flame is experiencing these signs and symptoms of your connection is something else that tends to happen in their physical presence. You may find that you can feel your twin flame looking at you, even when they aren't looking at you. And you will be able to sense this, and it may make you feel like you're going a little crazy, but you're not going crazy. You are picking up on a very real sign that they are so fixated upon you energetically with every cell of their being, because again, they are magnetized to you. They are irresistibly drawn to you. So when they are consciously rejecting these signs and trying to ignore them, they may be actively pulling their eyes away from you, trying not to look at you, trying to even be physically away from you, trying to engage someone else with conversation. But the whole time, you will get this feeling that they are watching you through the corner of their eye, through their peripheral vision, that their body is almost turning towards you, like they are feeling this irresistible pull to you, even as they are trying to resist it by kind of shoving down those feelings, consciously repressing them or rejecting them. Another sign that your twin flame is experiencing this connection is in the ways that you will see them holding back. And this will differ from one connection to the next, so take this as it applies. But this is especially true if your twin flame is the one who you would consider awakening second, or less awakened, or maybe still not able to consciously acknowledge the connection. You will find that they connect with you in kind of spurts where they feel this instantaneous, irresistible pull to you, and it will manifest itself in certain ways. Them getting really excited about talking to you, them texting you out of the blue, wanting to see you, wanting to spend time with you. This is them connecting in with this twin flame energy, leaning into it, feeling it. But then if you see them suddenly holding back, suddenly cutting off, what you are witnessing is that they felt the depth of this connection between you. And because they weren't consciously ready to accept it, they consciously rejected what they were subconsciously feeling in their energy. And this results in this very strange circumstance of them seeming to suddenly, deeply, profoundly connect with you, and then suddenly go cold or cut off. We talk about the runner-chaser dynamic being able to flip energetically even within a person, and you may be able to see this happening within them as they move into that runner energy where they are afraid. They are trying to escape the connection, but then suddenly they can't escape it. It's irresistible, so they become the so-called chaser. They're texting you a lot, calling you a lot, very intensely talking to you or connecting with you. It is undeniable what they are feeling. Then all of a sudden, the conscious mind steps in, tries to reject what they are feeling, tries to reject the truth of this connection, and then they pull away again. What you are actually seeing within them is your twin flame experiencing these twin flame signs so intensely that it is causing them to both become the chaser and then flip back into that runner energy again. And lastly, if your twin flame seems to text or call or reach out to you right as you are longing for them or missing them or thinking about them, this is them feeling the twin flame signs actually coming from you. Just like we talk about how you can sense it when your twin flame misses you or is intensely thinking about you. When you are radiating this emotional energy toward your twin flame, the signs run the other direction as well. So when you are missing them or thinking about them or meditating on them, they will feel it. They will see your name everywhere. They will see increased signs of you all the time. They will find themselves unable to escape your energy, manifesting itself through these twin flame signs and symptoms happening in their day-to-day life. And this pull will become the strongest when you find yourself missing them or longing for them. When you infuse this emotion into your thoughts of them, they will truly, deeply feel it. And at times, it will become such an irresistible pull on their heart, through the heart chakra, that they will reach out to you, that they will text you or call you, maybe even in those exact moments you are missing them or thinking about them the most. So I hope this video was helpful for you in determining in what ways your twin flame is experiencing the signs just like you are within this connection. Let me know in the comments, have you experienced any of these so-called reverse signs? Have you ever witnessed your twin flame experiencing the twin flame signs in very noticeable, recognizable ways. I just love connecting with each and every one of you through the comment section. I am so grateful for each of you for sharing this energetic space and actually for co-creating this space with me here on YouTube. If I did resonate with you, please subscribe to this channel, join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again in the next podcast.